Okay, so next we are doing the Protagonist, ENFJ, charismatic and inspiring leaders able to mesmerize their listeners. Introduction. When the whole world is silent, even one voice becomes powerful. Malala Yousafzai. People with the ENFJ personality type, Protagonist, feel called to serve a greater purpose in life. Thoughtful and idealistic ENFJs strive to have a positive impact on other people and the world around them. These personalities rarely shy away from an opportunity to do the right thing, even when doing so is far from easy. ENFJs are born leaders, which explains why these personalities can be found among many notable politicians, coaches, and teachers. Their passion and charisma allow them to inspire others not just in their careers, but in every arena of their lives, including their relationships. Few things bring people with the ENFJ personality type a deeper sense of joy and fulfillment than guiding friends and loved ones to grow into their best selves. ENFJs possess the unique ability to remain hopeful in the face of difficulties, always remembering that there is something to be grateful for. Speaking up for what's right. ENFJs tend to be vocal about their values, including authenticity and altruism. When something strikes them as unjust or wrong, they speak up, but they rarely come across as brash or pushy, as their sensitivity and insight guide them to speak in ways that resonate with others. ENFJ personalities have not only an uncanny ability to pick up on others' underlying motivations and beliefs, but also a knack for understanding how others are feeling just by looking at them. At times, they may not even understand how they come to grasp another person's mind and heart so quickly. These flashes of insight can make ENFJs incredibly persuasive and inspiring communicators. ENFJ personalities possess an innate sense of justice and an unwavering commitment to standing up against what they perceive as wrong. This personality type's secret weapon is their purity of intent. ENFJs are motivated by a sincere wish to do the right thing, rather than a desire to manipulate or have power over other people. Even when they disagree with someone, they search for common ground. The result is that people with the ENFJ personality type can communicate with an eloquence and sensitivity that are nearly impossible to ignore, particularly when they speak about matters that are close to their hearts. Getting involved. ENFJ personalities are genuine, caring people who talk the talk and walk the walk. Nothing makes them happier than motivating others to do what's right. When ENFJs care about someone, they want to help solve that person's problems, sometimes at any cost. The good news is that many people are grateful for this assistance and advice. After all, there's a reason that these personalities have a reputation for helping others improve their lives. But getting involved in other people's problems isn't always a recipe for success. ENFJs tend to have a clear vision of what people can or should do in order to better themselves, but not everyone is ready to make those changes. If they push too hard, their loved ones may feel resentful or unfairly judged. And while this personality type is known for being insightful, even the wisest ENFJs may sometimes misread a situation or unwittingly give bad advice. Leading the way. People with this personality type are devoted altruists, ready to face slings and arrows in order to stand up for people and ideas that they believe in. This strength of conviction bolsters an ENFJ's ability to guide others to work together in service of the greater good, but their greatest gift might actually be leading by example. In their day-to-day lives, ENFJs reveal how seemingly ordinary situations can be handled with compassion, dedication, and care. For these personalities, even the smallest daily choices and actions, from how they spend their weekend to what they say to a coworker who is struggling, can become an opportunity to lead the way to a brighter future. Moving on to strengths and weaknesses. Strengths and weaknesses. ENFJ weaknesses. Unrealistic. Many ENFJs put pressure on themselves to right every wrong that they encounter, But no matter how hard these personalities try, it just isn't realistic for them to solve all the world's problems. If they aren't careful, they can spread themselves too thin and be left unable to help anyone. Overly idealistic, ENFJ personalities tend to have clear ideas about what's right and what's wrong. They often think that everyone shares these fundamental principles, or at least, that everyone should share these principles. So it can come as a genuine shock to ENFJs when people violate their core values, such as truth or justice. Condescending. People with this personality type enjoy teaching others, particularly about the causes and beliefs that matter so much to them. But at times, ENFJ's attempts to enlighten others may come across as patronizing, not the most effective strategy for persuading other people, unfortunately. Intense. When it comes to self-improvement, ENFJs are rarely short on energy or determination, but they may not recognize that not everyone shares these qualities. At times, these personalities may push others to make changes that they aren't ready for, or simply aren't interested in making in the first place. Overly empathetic. Compassion is among this personality type's greatest strengths, but ENFJs have a tendency to take on other people's problems as their own, a habit that can leave them emotionally and physically exhausted. ENFJ strengths. Receptive. People with the ENFJ personality type, protagonists, but they're far from closed-minded. They recognize the importance of allowing others to express themselves fully, even when they don't agree with someone. They recognize that person's right to voice their truth. Reliable. Few things bother ENFJs more than the prospect of letting down a person or cause that they believe in. People with this personality type can be counted on to see their promises and responsibilities through, even when it's difficult to do so. Passionate. ENFJ personalities brim with interests, and they take great pleasure in pursuing their hobbies, whether that's hiking, cooking, dancing, growing houseplants, or something else entirely. As a result, they rarely find themselves at a loss for something interesting to do. Altruistic. ENFJs are known for harboring a deep desire to be a force for positive change in both their personal lives and their professional pursuits. Their unwavering inclination towards fairness often compels people with this personality type to advocate for those who are unable to do so for themselves, making their altruism heartfelt and sincere. Charismatic. Determined and inspiring, ENFJs often find their way into leadership roles, whether they're captain of their softball team or a leader on the world stage. They excel at engaging in conversation, captivating people's attention, and rallying people together behind a common goal. ENFJ personalities also have a profound capacity for empathy that oftentimes causes the people they come across to feel truly seen and valued, further bolstering their natural allure. Okay, moving on to romantic relationships. Romantic relationships. People with the ENFJ personality type, protagonists, can be intense when it comes to matters of the heart. They wouldn't have it any other way. As true optimists and embodiments of passion, ENFJs believe their soulmates are out there somewhere, and they won't give up until they find them. These personalities rarely settle for anything that falls short of their ideals, and their romantic relationships are no exception. Although ENFJs may come across as outgoing or even a bit flirtatious, few of them are satisfied by fleeting attraction. Their standards are high, and they know it. In fact, this awareness might give people with the ENFJ personality type a deeper appreciation of just how rare and precious it is to feel a real spark with another person, and, in turn, just how rare and special it is when that spark grows into the steady flames of true, abiding love. Moving beyond the dating game. When they fall for someone, they tend to fall hard, and they're not coy about it. ENFJs are among the personality types that most readily express how they feel, so they often find themselves making the first move rather than playing games or waiting for reassurance that the other person feels the same way. In the dating world, their willingness to put themselves out there can be refreshing or perhaps a little unusual. This, along with the intensity of their passion, is incredibly appealing to many people. That said, because ENFJ personalities often make their first move, they may encounter their share of rejection as they search for kindred spirits. Once ENFJs know who they want to be with, these hopeless romantics will move mountains in pursuit of the one that they love, dreaming together. From their first date to their 50th, these personalities don't shy away from steering the conversation toward heavier topics. The ENFJs don't just want to find out what TV shows someone watches. They want to get a sense of their partner's dreams and aspirations, the changes they hope to make to themselves and the world. And if their relationship deepens to the level that these personalities truly seek, ENFJs take pride in supporting their partner to make good on these dreams. For an ENFJ, one of life's greatest joys is helping someone they care about reach their goals. Some people with the ENFJ personality type carry this forward-looking perspective a step further, taking on their partner's goals as their own. This can be problematic, to say the least. If they become over-invested in helping their partner, they may end up neglecting their own self-care, hobbies, and friendships. ENFJ personalities may also be at risk of pushing their partner to change their life in ways that they simply aren't ready for. When ENFJs carry this too far, they often find that the pressure they put on their partner to better themselves backfires in one of two ways. Their partner may become insecure, fearing that they aren't good enough as they are, or they may become angry, feeling resentful of the implication that they need to change. Either way, ENFJs must learn to encourage their partner to grow without pushing too hard. The long haul. Few personality types are keener than ENFJs to establish a loving commitment with their chosen partner. They take dating and relationships seriously. In fact, ENFJs are the most likely type to want to start a serious relationship with the person they fall in love with. Consequently, even in the earliest days of a relationship, these personalities tend to focus on long-term potential, and as the relationship matures, they want to do what it takes to bring that potential to fruition. While ENFJs certainly know how to enjoy the moment, they also know that love isn't all fun and games. People with this personality type are eager to prove their commitment, taking the time and effort to establish themselves as dependable, trustworthy partners. This can be a beautiful thing. ENFJs care about pleasing their partner, and their sensitivity helps them to tune into their partner's shifting moods and desires. As long as they don't lose track of their own needs, people with this personality type can enjoy incredibly rewarding relationships that are founded on trust, mutual support and honesty, and of course, love. Moving on to friendships. Connecting with others makes people with the ENFJ personality type, protagonists, feel alive and purposeful. It's no surprise, then, that they are anything but apathetic about friendship. ENFJs put sincere, dedicated effort into staying close with their friends. For these personalities, friendships are far from expendable or insignificant. Instead, they're a key component of a life well lived. A wealth of perspectives. Few personality types can match ENFJ's sincere desire to get to know people. For these personalities, discovering someone's quirks and opinions and hopes and follies is one of life's purest pleasures. Most ENFJs can't help but be fascinated by other worldviews, even those with which they wholeheartedly disagree. Encountering a wealth of perspectives is what keeps life interesting for these types. Consequently, ENFJs surround themselves with all sorts of friends and acquaintances. In fact, they are the most likely personality type to have more than one friend group for different aspects of their lives. From work friends to gym buddies to partying companions, ENFJs love to relax and unwind by spending time with friends, diving into good conversation and getting to know what makes their friends tick. That said, most ENFJ personalities find it difficult to respect anyone who takes shortcuts, disrespects others, or refuses to challenge the status quo. Instead, they find it easiest to connect with people who share their core ideals, particularly their commitment to doing the right thing and leaving the world better than they found it. It is with these closest friends that ENFJs truly open up, sharing their vulnerabilities and their most precious dreams for their lives. ENFJ personalities' passion for altruism often leads them to extend their circle of influence beyond their immediate group, offering assistance to others within their network and creating opportunities where none existed. Through thick and thin, ENFJs can be among the best friends anyone could wish for. Kind-hearted and trustworthy, people with this personality type dedicate incredible amounts of energy and attention to their friendships. They want their friends to feel not merely validated, but supported, not merely heard, but understood. From their closest friends to their wide circle of acquaintances, ENFJ personalities approach relationships with a sense of purpose, creating bonds that are not easily broken. They can also be trusted to show up in ways both large and small, whether by taking time after a grueling day at work to help a friend spruce up their resume, or by putting together a weekend-long destination birthday party for a friend who needs a boost. Nothing makes ENFJ personalities happier than seeing the people they care about doing well, and few things could stop them from trying to help make that happen. Finding balance. While ENFJs enjoy lending a helping hand, they aren't always happy with the results. The truth is that some people don't have the energy or drive to take full advantage of their offers to help, or they simply might not want to. For example, their friend might ignore that resume advice, or they might decide to kick back and relax instead of using that new resume to send out job applications. When this happens, people with the ENFJ personality type may feel unappreciated, frustrated, or resentful. They may even become judgmental in an effort to push their friend forward, an approach that all too often backfires. As they mature, many ENFJs learn to avoid taking their friends' behavior personally. Paradoxically, having a more flexible attitude can guide these types to support the people they care about even more effectively. As many ENFJs discover, the most enduring friendships are based not only on mutual growth, but also on acceptance, compassion, and genuine respect. Okay, moving on to parenthood. Parenthood. People with the ENFJ personality type, Protagonist, bring all of their gifts to raising children, including their compassion, their resolve, and even their leadership skills. As parents, they are guided by a deep sense of purpose. Specifically, ENFJs see it as their mission to help their children grow into their best, kindest, most compatible selves. To do this, ENFJs strive to create a loving, encouraging, and supportive home life for their children. Parents with this personality type promote creativity and authenticity, freeing their children to speak their minds and be themselves. For them, one of the greatest rewards of parenthood is watching their children blossom into their unique personalities. Life's most important lessons. But just because ENFJ personalities are compassionate and nurturing doesn't mean that they adopt an anything goes mindset. Like all parents, these types occasionally pull rank and tell their children to do something because I said so. In their heart of hearts, however, ENFJs want to make sure that their children do the right thing out of understanding, not blind obedience. Fortunately, these idealistic, good-natured parents can explain the difference between right and wrong in ways that uplift and inspire their children. These types also tend to excel at setting clear, age-appropriate rules and boundaries so that their children understand the consequences of behavior that's irresponsible or unkind. And just as importantly, ENFJ personalities teach by example, modeling the kinds of behaviors that they hope their children will emulate. Even when ENFJ parents behave strictly, they do so out of love, in an effort to instill in their children strong values and a sense of personal responsibility. People with this personality type aren't merely disciplinary figures. ENFJs are compassionate guides that embody the values that they hope their children uphold, including genuine authenticity, fairness, and respect for different people and perspectives. Their leading by example often results in their children growing up with a remarkable appreciation for diversity in the world and a purpose-driven outlook on life. Great expectations. ENFJ parents have high standards for their children, and these expectations generally come with the best of intentions. They simply want to be sure that their children are on a path toward a meaningful, fulfilling life that makes good use of their potential. ENFJ personalities pride themselves on their ability to see what each person brings to the world, a trait that helps them recognize all the ways in which their children are gifted and capable. At times, however, their expectations may seem overwhelming to their children. Children of ENFJ personalities may sometimes feel that they need to earn their parents' love by meeting their standards that might seem impossibly difficult to reach. In these situations, ENFJs may need to reassure their children that they are loved for who they are, not what they do. A bedrock of support. Fortunately, ENFJ's sensitivity helps them appreciate their children's deeper needs, including the need for acceptance. Even as they urge their children to grow and learn and chase their dreams, parents with this personality type can offer a bedrock of emotional support that stays with their children for all their lives. Whatever their children need in order to thrive, ENFJ parents dedicate their time and energy necessary to provide it. Whatever their children need in order to thrive, ENFJ parents dedicate the time and energy necessary to provide it. As they mature, ENFJ's children rarely lose sight of the genuine warmth, care, love, and encouragement that they receive from their parents. These children tend to grow up with a deep appreciation for the lessons that have been woven into the fabric of their character, including honesty, empathy, accountability, and the vital importance of doing the right thing. Moving on to career paths. Career paths. When it comes to choosing a career, people with the ENFJ personality type, Protagonist, find fulfillment in doing what they love most, helping others. They also prefer careers where their charisma is an important factor for success. With their natural charm, creativity, and drive, ENFJs can find many different ways to serve and uplift others in nearly any work environment. Whether they're behind a gleaming table in a corporate boardroom or behind the counter at a beloved local coffee shop. ENFJ personalities rarely run out of inspiration and opportunity in their search for meaningful work. Earning their place. Thanks to their emotional intelligence and social skills, ENFJs can excel in nearly any people-oriented field, such as human resources, event management, recruiting, or public relations. That said, they tend to feel especially motivated in positions where they can guide others to learn, grow, and become more independent. Many people with the ENFJ personality type gravitate toward careers with an altruistic purpose, such as social work, teaching, counseling, coaching, healthcare, public interests, law. ENFJ personalities prove that a desire to serve others can be more than compatible with big ambitions. Rather than fading into the background, people with this personality type are known for their leadership abilities, and they often find themselves in positions of influence. ENFJs can be found in public office and at the helm of all sorts of organizations, from nonprofits and religious groups to scrappy startups and corporate empires. ENFJs may also find themselves in jobs as consultants, advisors, and managers. Wherever they work, they rarely lose sight of their core mission to improve people's lives. These types intuitively pick up the needs of their clients, customers, or employees, and then they draw on their creativity to meet these very needs in innovative, unexpected ways. As a result, ENFJs are able to bring sincerity, integrity, and even idealism to jobs in sales, customer service, marketing, advertising, and product development. Finding the deeper issues. Focused and driven people with the ENFJ personality type are always up for a good challenge. That said, certain challenges motivate them more than others. Work that is repetitive, isolated, or otherwise constrained can be frustrating for them, as these roles don't allow them to exercise their vibrant creativity or make contributions that feel meaningful. These personalities want to see the impact they're having, not to plug away at tasks all on their own. ENFJs feel fulfilled and energized by work that allows them to step back and reflect on the big picture. For these types, leaving a positive legacy is a key priority. This doesn't mean that they have to solve a problem as grand as world hunger, although, knowing them, they certainly would like to. But many ENFJ personalities do use their professional energy to resolve at least some of the deeper issues that the people in their community are facing. In their heart of hearts, ENFJs want to witness the positive effects of their work, to feel the experience and gratitude and appreciation of the people they've helped. Versatile and insightful ENFJs bring a wealth of strengths to their career. At times, they may feel stuck or bored, wishing that their daily task could make more of an obvious difference in the world. But with their altruistic, creative spirits, ENFJ personalities almost inevitably find ways to use their work, whatever it might be, to contribute to the greater good. Moving on to workplace habits. Workplace habits. People with the ENFJ personality type, protagonists, are warm, idealistic, charismatic, creative, and social. With this wind at their backs, these types can thrive in many diverse roles at any level of seniority. Moreover, ENFJs are generally likable and good-natured, qualities that can propel them to success whenever they have a chance to work with others. ENFJ subordinates. As employees, ENFJs are ambitious and organized. Not only do they push themselves to prove their merit and make a good impression on their managers, but they also tend to strive to make a positive impact within their organization. Perceptive and dedicated, people with this personality type can take on multiple responsibilities with competence and good cheer. Unfortunately, some managers may take advantage of ENFJ's work ethic by making too many requests or overburdening them with extra work. Although these personalities are more than capable of standing up for themselves, they may still accept all this additional task in order to keep the peace and avoid letting others down. ENFJ personalities are hardworking, reliable, and eager to help, but these strengths can sometimes become a double-edged sword. ENFJ colleagues. As colleagues, ENFJs stand out for their desire to collaborate. They are always on the lookout for opportunities to create win-win situations and help their coworkers reach their full potential. In fact, ENFJ is the most likely personality type to offer to help people in their network get jobs or make other beneficial connections. For these personalities, helping others succeed serves as a success in and of itself. ENFJ's tolerance and easy sociability make it easier for them to relate to their colleagues. They work hard to foster equitable team environments where everyone, whatever their job title, can feel comfortable expressing their opinions and ideas. That said, ENFJ's tendency to take charge may sometimes ruffle their coworkers' feathers. With their strong drive to lead, these personalities may sometimes be tempted to make decisions or suggest changes that go beyond the scope of their authority, leading their colleagues to ask, "Hang on, who put you in charge?" ENFJ managers. Many ENFJs feel called to roles as managers and leaders. With their charisma, their insight, and their inspiring way of expressing themselves, people with this personality type often shine when given the opportunity to lead a team, and they make sure that their team shines as well. As managers, ENFJs make the people who work for them feel not just motivated, but also inspired. ENFJ managers tend to see each member of their team as a person with important gifts and unique potential. As a result, working for ENFJs can feel meaningful and exhilarating. It's a chance to develop as a person and as an employee. That said, their idealism may prevent ENFJs from recognizing the real limitations of their employees. At times, managers with this personality type may give team members assignments that they simply aren't ready for, an approach that all too often backfires. Fortunately, ENFJs can use their emotional intelligence and personal judgment to find a balance between encouraging their employees to grow and pushing them too far. Moving on to conclusion. Conclusion. What you have read so far is just an introduction to the complexities of people with the ENFJ personality type, Protagonist. Along the way, you may have muttered to yourself, "Wow, this is so accurate, it's a little creepy," or "Finally, someone understands me." If you feel understood right now, it's because you are. Years of research have given us fresh insights into the unique strengths and challenges of the ENFJs like you. We understand your creativity, your passion, and your commitment to doing the right thing, but we also understand the dark side of your personality type, the nagging fear that you might not reach your full potential and make the most of the one wild and precious life. ENFJ's gifts include idealism, determination, and the ability to envision a better future. They don't just want to hear what makes them great. These personalities are committed to actually using these gifts to serve a greater purpose. That's why we've made it our mission to help ENFJs like you not only appreciate your gifts, but also make the most of them. Learning about your personality type is fascinating, but there's a deeper purpose to it, too. Because self-understanding is what helps you ensure that you're doing what you were put on this earth to do. So here's our question for you, ENFJ. Are you ready to take full advantage of your unique strengths to unlock your true exceptional potential? If so, your premium Protagonist suite will give you new insights into your personality, your relationships, your career path, and your life's mission. This is a journey of a lifetime, and you'll find everything you need to get started by moving on to the next section. Okay, so that was the Protagonist, ENFJ.